My name is Olivia. I am 32 years old. I have a husband. His name is Ethan. We have a daughter named Sophie. She is 6 years old. We have lived together for 9 years. I loved Ethan deeply. I trusted him with all my heart. I believed he would never hurt me. I thought he was an honest man. I thought our marriage was strong, unshakable. But I was wrong. It was a weekend. I had a cold, so I stayed home to rest. Ethan said, "It's Jake's birthday tonight. I'll be late." I smiled and said, "Okay, have fun." I made some tea, wrapped myself in a blanket, and turned on the TV. The house was quiet, peaceful. After a while, I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep. But while I slept, something else happened. Something I didn't know. Something that would change everything. The next morning, Ethan was quiet. He didn't say much during breakfast. He kept glancing at his phone. He looked out the window, lost in thought. I asked softly, "Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah, just tired." But something felt off. I knew him too well. His voice was flat, his eyes distant. I watched him closely, but he avoided my gaze. Later that evening, my friend Hannah came over. She had been at the same party. She looked nervous, her hands fidgeting. "Olivia," she said carefully. "I wasn't sure if I should tell you, but I saw something last night." I felt cold all of a sudden. My stomach tightened. "What do you mean?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. She hesitated, then said, "Ethan. He was dancing with someone, close. Too close. It was his ex, Isabel. And, Olivia. I saw them kiss." The room spun. My chest ached. It felt like someone had punched me in the stomach, knocking the air out of me. "Are you sure?" I whispered, almost praying she would say she was mistaken. But she didn't. She only nodded slowly. That night, when Ethan came home, I waited by the door. I didn't cry. Not yet. My heart was beating fast, but my face was calm. I looked straight at him and said, "Tell me the truth. Was Isabel at the party?" His face changed instantly. He looked frozen. Guilty. "Yes," he said quietly. "Did you kiss her?" Silence. A long, heavy silence. Finally, he spoke. "Olivia. I was drunk. She came close. I didn't plan it. It just happened." My voice shook. "You kissed another woman, Ethan." He stepped closer, desperate. "It was one stupid kiss. That's all. I love you. I love Sophie. Please, don't let this destroy us." I picked up his bag. My hands trembled, but my voice was firm. "Get out," I said. "This house is mine. And you made your choice." He didn't fight. He looked broken. But he walked out. Sophie was staying at my parents' house that weekend. I was glad. She didn't see our fight. She didn't hear the shouting. She didn't see me cry. After that night, Ethan called me many times. He sent long messages. "I love you. I'm sorry. Please give me one more chance." But I didn't reply. Then his mother called. She spoke softly, almost pleading. "Olivia, please don't be angry. All men make mistakes. My husband also had a girlfriend once, but I stayed. And now we're okay." I took a deep breath and said, I don't want to live with a man who kisses other women. She said, think about Sophie. A child needs her father. I replied firmly, Sophie can still see her father. But I don't want him as my husband. Some people told me I was being too serious. Some said I should forgive him. But they didn't feel what I felt. I didn't want to sleep next to a man who kissed another woman. I felt hurt. I felt dirty. I felt alone. Yes, I still loved him. But love is not enough. Trust is more important. And he broke that trust. Now I live alone with Sophie. I am not always happy. But I am calm. No more lies. No more pain. The next morning, Ethan came to the house. He stood quietly at the door, holding a small bouquet of white lilies, my favorite. His eyes looked tired. His face was pale. He didn't look like the confident man I once knew. He looked broken. He whispered, "Can we talk, Olivia?" I hesitated. Every part of me wanted to shut the door. But I opened it just a little. He took a slow breath. I made a terrible mistake. I was lonely. I felt disconnected. But that's no excuse. I was weak. I kissed her. And I hate myself for it. I kept my voice calm. You didn't just kiss someone. You kissed away our trust. You broke something inside me. He nodded, his eyes wet. I know. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't confused. I just acted selfishly. And now, I'd give anything to take it back. I said, you can't. You made a choice. And now I'm making mine. He looked down. I miss Sophie. I miss you. I miss us. I said, you can still see Sophie. You're her father. But I don't want a husband who betrays me. His hands were shaking. He placed the flowers on the porch. Then, without another word, he turned and walked away. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, thinking about everything. I remembered the first time we met, his shy smile, his awkward jokes, the way he brought me coffee when I stayed up late studying. I remembered our wedding. Simple, but full of hope. I remembered the day Sophie was born. How he held her like she was made of light. I remembered the little things, how he cooked dinner when I was tired, how he stayed up with Sophie when she had nightmares, how he sang off-key lullabies just to make her laugh. He was a good man. Was. Now he felt like a stranger. The next few days passed slowly. I didn't answer his calls. I needed space. I needed silence. But he didn't give up. He sent messages every day. Olivia, I miss our family. I'm sorry. I can't sleep. I can't think. I love you. Please, talk to me. One night, he sent a longer message. You don't have to forgive me now. Maybe not ever. But I'll wait. Not because I'm sure you'll come back, but because I know I deserve to wait, for the damage I caused, for the pain I brought. I still love you and Sophie. Always. I read it 3 times. My hands trembled. I hated that I still cared. I hated that a part of me missed him. But I also hated what he did. The next weekend, he came to pick up Sophie. She ran to him, her eyes lighting up. He brought her a new book, the same series he used to read to her before bed. I watched from a distance as they laughed together. My throat tightened. He was still a good father. But that didn't mean he was a good husband. Later that day, after ice cream and park swings, he came to talk again. He said softly, "I won't ask you to forget. But I want to prove I can be better." I shook my head. "Words won't fix this." He nodded. "Then I'll show you. With time." I closed the door. Weeks passed. Then months. He came every weekend without fail. Always on time. Always with something for Sophie, a book, a drawing, sometimes just his full attention. He stopped making big promises. He just showed up. Steady. Quiet. He didn't try to win me back with words. He just tried to be better. And I noticed. He started volunteering at Sophie's school events. He helped her with homework. He even learned to braid her hair. One sunny afternoon, he came early. Sophie was playing outside. He asked if he could help clean the garden. I nodded. We worked in silence for a while. Then he said, "Olivia, I still love you. I know I broke your heart. But I've been rebuilding mine, without lies, without excuses." I didn't answer at first. He continued, "You're not the same. I see that. You're stronger now. And I admire you for it. But if there's even the smallest place in your heart that still remembers us, I want to earn it back." I looked at him. He looked older. Wiser. Quieter. Not the man who kissed someone else. But not quite the man I married either. I glanced at Sophie, chasing butterflies, her laughter rising like music in the air. Something in me softened. I said, "I'm not choosing you because I need you. I'm choosing you because I believe in growth, in second chances. For Sophie. And maybe, for us." His eyes filled with tears. He held my hand gently. "Olivia, thank you." I whispered, "This doesn't erase the past. But it's a step forward." That night, Sophie asked, "Are we a family again?" I kissed her forehead and said, "We never stopped being one. We just needed time to find our way back." Sometimes love is tested in painful ways. But when someone truly changes, and when you truly heal, forgiveness can rebuild what was once broken. Not to erase the past, but to write a new chapter. Sparkles, if you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe.